Here's a wide view of my 240 gallon, I guess it'd be called kind of like a native tank, but there's some things in here that aren't really native, namely the papyrus plant you see on the left. I'm not sure where the arrowhead plant is native to, but anyway, there's about 40, no, not 40, there's 27 yellow perch fingerlings, 8 minnows, 7 hybrid sunfish bluegills, and 7 crappies in this tank. And they've been in this tank for probably about a month now. So they haven't been here that long. So I'm gonna do a feeding right now. And then these are from a hatchery. So they are used to eating pellet food and dry food. And I'm feeding them this freeze-dried river shrimp along with some other smaller shrimp that I have. I don't know what I did with it. But where did I put the container? I guess I'll just feed them the river shrimp. So I feed them about 3.5 grams of freeze-dried shrimp twice a day for the about 50 fish I have in the tank. What's interesting is that the minnows are actually very aggressive. They're probably the most aggressive eaters right now. Followed by the hybrid bluegills and followed closely by the yellow perch, whereas the crappies are much more reluctant to feed on these dried shrimp. I also feed them once a week worms. So these float, so I have these rings up on top that I have set up to prevent food from getting blown around by into my overflows. And you should start seeing them. There they go. They're going at it. And on this side, see them going at it here too. These yellow perch are probably about 4 inches long. To give as reference. Once they're done eating, the main part, I'll put up some I'll feed them a little bit more. the other plants I have in here are basically just dwarf hairgrass. And then I forget what the other one's called. I got from a friend. But they've kind of taken over the tank. This tank's been running for about 2 years now. I managed to accidentally kill my first batch of fish that I had in there for about 8 months due to my leaving the water on during a water change. They all got killed by I'm sure, the chemicals from the tap water. That was not a good day. What's interesting is these fish there. When I first got them, they're very, very, very timid. And now that I've had them for only about a month now, they actually have quite a bit of personality. They, whenever they see me, they come up to the glass and stare at me, waiting for food. They become aware that I'm the one who feeds them, and they also seem to have no hesitation. As soon as food is put in, before they kind of like wait around to make sure the food was good, but not anymore. There's no hesitation. So I'll do some updates on here. This tank is like I said, it's 240 gallons, and then I have about another 140 gallons of sump attached to it. It's an 8-foot long tank by 13 inches deep by 3.5 foot deep wide tank. It's pretty large. It's not very deep, but it's long and wide, which I like. I don't like my tanks to be too deep. It's easy to get into and maintain. It's easy to, gives the fish plenty of space to swim. And then the filtration system underneath is I built a wet and dry. And then everything feeds into my aquaponics setup, which is kind of in its infancy still. I haven't finished building it all out, but I've got tomato plants, basil, thyme, Thai basil, Thai chilies, bell peppers, cilantro, and they're all running in here on my sump tank. This is I think it's like a 50-gallon sump tank I built out of plywood. And then underneath the tank, we'll go around. Oops. And these are the rings that I designed for the overflow so that the food doesn't just go straight into the overflow. Underneath, we got a 40-gallon sump along with a 60-gallon sump with my homemade wet and dry. So this is like just a big 60-gallon tub. This is a 40-gallon tub. So it's the sump with 2 return flows. The view from inside here, going down the length. And that's what feeding time looks like at 6 p.m. And they are all done. There is no more food left in this tank. It does not last very long. I find it very entertaining. I like to sit in here. This is kind of like my second office. Oh yeah, I've got some Java ferns back there. More hairgrass, dwarf hairgrass. I've got some crypts, Java moss, and Anubias. And as I said before, there's the papyrus. Some more crypts back there, some moneywort. And that's a view of my native tank. And these fish are legally obtained from a hatchery. And they will be raised to actually be eaten. So I eat them, and they are kept in extremely clean water with no contaminants. I don't use any hormones or antibiotics or anything like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thanks.